to my friends on the other side of the aisle, I think you need to pay attention to this, because if this does make it out of this building and does go to the ballot in November, you're going to have to answer questions about this. I find it interesting as I listen to the conversation today about this H.J.R. And much of the support and the comments about why we should pass this tend to focus on what's actually in the next bill. They don't talk about what's in this bill and what this bill is actually going to change and gut out of our Constitution. And I understand that, because it's easier to talk about the positive things that you can pull out of this future bill that we haven't even started discussing yet. I want to talk about a couple things that's actually in this H.J.R. and the language that it uses. It gives open range to the legislature to raise taxes on any good or service in the state of Missouri. This legislature can impose a new sales tax and raise the sales tax on the purchase of gas in a way that we haven't been able to do before. And in a way that we haven't been able to do before because the voters of the people of the state of Missouri put a line in the sand in the Constitution saying you cannot go farther than this. This is the limit of your ability to get into my pocketbook and take my money. The prohibition on the taxing of services, that was put in there in our Constitution by initiative petition and a vote of the people in 2016 when they said you only get to go this far. And that will be completely nullified by this H.J.R. There was also a prohibition on ever taxing real estate transactions. That was put in our Constitution in 2010 by initiative petition and a vote of the people. That would be nullified by this H.J.R. And you can continue telling yourself that you're just asking the vote of the people. You're just asking them to decide. You're not actually nullifying anything. You're just giving them an opportunity to decide. And that would be a decent argument if you would actually tell them what the H.J.R. was doing when you put it on the ballot. You don't get to say that if the details that are most important to their pocketbooks and to their lives are actually not included in that fair, in air quotes, ballot language. If you go to the bottom of that bill, of the H.J.R., where the ballot language is in there, I'll read it to you. You can read it on your computer. And you can ask yourself, where in there does it say that I'm getting rid of all of these constitutional protections to our taxpayers? The ballot language simply says, shall the Missouri Constitution be amended to phase out the individual income tax based on revenue growth, reduce personal property tax and other local tax rates, modernize the sales and use tax for the purpose of eliminating income tax and reducing local tax rates, and protect local funding for public schools. I don't know about you, but that seems pretty silent on all of these taxpayer protections that you are going to eliminate from our Constitution. So to my colleagues, I would just ask if we could, for once, maybe today, agree to be honest with our voters and actually tell them what's in the joint resolution that we're asking them to pass. Especially if we want to lean on that as like some inoculation against the fact that we're just running over their wills and their desires and their protections that have been put in over the last 20, 30, 40, and even more years.